right? I usually make it to halftime.
Yeah, that's obvious. Thank you.
How old is she?
Hi, Matt. Oh, no. Try that.
I realized that last year we didn't do the dedicated changing room, and this year we did. So I don't know if you want me to update it and how many people needed.
I think that'd be a good stat.
Yeah.
That'd
There was
be-
quite a lot, like.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good
Yeah, because I
stat.
thought about that yesterday when I was presenting, I never added the dedicated changing
No, I
room.
think that would be.
Do you want me to update it then and send you a new one?
Yeah.
Okay, I can do that.
Because I think it only, yeah.
Okay. All right, I'll update that.
Positive stats.
Right. Yeah, it won't be today, but I'll probably update it on Monday.
Sounds good, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm gonna sit here.
Sure.
Oh, that's okay, I can sit right here. I'm not
So,
an officer, so just like having a table. Oh, yeah. Just like having something to write on.
The sheriff was in charge, you know? Well,
And sometimes I change my mind. Doing okay. Did, was Austin.
You don't have a sheriff.
Yes.
I can understand the note. They were almost 30 years. With the money.
Huh?
Transfer this into
Right.
That's it, Matt.
If the judge wants it with you, I will.
Hi, how much? How are ya?
Other than us doing the work for them.
You'll be all right.
I didn't believe.
Hopefully there's no answer.
If he was here on time, they'd do the first meeting.
Morning, everyone. We'll convene the prison board meeting at this time. And for approval of the previous meeting's minutes.
I would move.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Hereby carried. Do we have any public comments on agenda items only at this time? From the audience, any online?
No.
Okay, moving on. We have the bills listed. Do we have a motion to approve the bills?
I'll make a motion. I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Hereby carried. Okay, moving on to personnel actions.
Thank you, Commissioner. We have 3 personnel actions seeking approval today. One is for Brianna Miller as a full-time correctional officer relief at the jail. The other 2 are at the pre-release center. They would be Brian Fulmer as a full-time resident supervisor and Ruth Kaufman as a part-time resident supervisor.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve these personnel actions?
I'll make a motion. I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Hereby carried. Informational highlights.
First informational report is the population report. In the month of January, the prison carried an average of 146.32 males, and at the pre-release center, 39.97 males, for an average daily population of 186.29. We had a peak population of 193 in the month. Females, we carried an average of 28.71 at the prison and 7.10 at the pre-release center, for an average daily population of 35.81 and a peak of 40. Our total population peak then was, or average daily population was 222.10 with a peak population of 231. We had no overcrowding transfers, so our average daily population is the same at 222.10. Next report is the prison disciplinary report. And in the month of January, the disciplinary committee, chaired by Deputy Warden Barnes, conducted 58 hearings. 50 of those resulted in guilty findings with disciplinary lockup time imposed. 6 resulted in guilty findings with lockup time suspended, and 2 resulted in not guilty findings. Those hearings were conducted on 36 inmates, 8 of which had more than 1 incident, and there were 17 informational reports generated. Is there anything else that any of the board members wish to add? Or Brian, is there anything that you wish to add?
No, I don't have anything.
I would just have a question for just educational purpose. Guilty but suspended, so that you had 6 of them, so what exactly is that?
It means that they've been found guilty of the infraction. They've been imposed disciplinary lockup time, but we suspended that time so they won't serve that time.
Okay.
If they get another infraction and they're found guilty, they get that lockup time imposed, and the suspended time also then gets
Added back.
imposed. Right, so if somebody got 10 days suspended, gets another write-up in a couple weeks, gets 10 days, they're serving the 20 days of disciplinary lockup time. It's just
Thank you.
an additional option rather than putting somebody in disciplinary lockup. If there's mitigating circumstances, but they're still found guilty, the disciplinary committee board can decide to suspend their time.
Okay. So then one other question with you saying that. When they're in the disciplinary spot, is that where they were by themselves in the lockup, or is that not the
there's
same
2
spot?
The G block in the prison is our disciplinary lockup block.
Okay.
There's no.
So not the solitary that
No.
we toured with?
No,
you showed us
they
that.
could be in there depending upon if there's extra circumstances or security concerns, but most people that end up going to disciplinary lockup serve their time in G.
Okay, all right, thank you.
The next report is the pre-release center report, and in the month of January, there were 10 males on work release and 1 female average per day. There were 30 males average on work crew and 6 females for an average total of 40 and 7. And as this is January, that's also the year-to-date average. Program highlights are on January 30th. The staff at the pre-release center participated in gang training, and that was led by Training Sergeant Joe DeFrancisco. And resident supervisor 2s, Jesse Wagner and Doug Ellsworth, attended staff train the trainer training at the Pennsylvania Department of Corrections, and that was from January 23rd through January 25th. And just so the board is aware, resident supervisor 2 is the title given to the supervisors at the pre-release center, similar to lieutenants and sergeants at the prison. So you've got resident supervisor 1s, who would be the equivalent of your correctional officers, and resident supervisor 2s are their supervisors. The next report is the bail release report, and in the month of January, the bail release program carried an average of 104.03 clients per day. That's broken down into 40.32 on supervised bail, 61.68 on intensive supervised bail, and 2.03 on supervised release, serving a sentence for driving under suspension. Those clients then saved 3,225 bed days at the prison. The mental health snapshot is your next report, and on February 6th, this snapshot was taken. On that day, there was a total of 262 inmates within the prison system, 209 males and 43 females. The report shows that 102 males and 8 females, or 41.9% of the population, were under roster A. Under roster B, there were 77 total inmates having past mental health history but no active symptoms within the last year. That's 29.39%. Under roster C, there were 66 inmates having current mental health issues, and that's 25.19% of the population. And then the roster D, there were 9 having serious mental illness, or 3.44% of the population. I believe, actually, no, sorry, I made a mistake there. The psychotropic medications at the pre-release center dispensed, there were 43 inmates counted that day, and 10 of them were receiving meds. 7 males on work crew and 3 on work release. That was 23.26% of the population. Of the pre-release females, 4 of the total 8 that were out there were receiving meds, 50% of the population. And the psychotropic medications at the prison, males, there were 139 total males, 30 were receiving meds, or 21.58%. Females, there were 29, and 12 of which were receiving meds, or 41.38% of the population. And then the total percent of inmates receiving meds in the pre-release center, 27.45. At the prison, it was 25%, and then total within the entire system is 25.58.
While you're talking about this, do you want to tell the commissioners about the new hires that the person has related to mental health?
I can, and Chris can add in on that. Right now, we have one new mental health professional who started on Monday. She's actually a joiner employee, but her job will be to come in and provide mental health services to the prison. They've hired a second person, and that person will be the mental health forensic specialist, the equivalent of what we had before with 2 people in the past that they have now filled that position. So we'll actually have 2 mental health professionals working within the prison system. Extremely excited for that, because that's something that obviously is of great need. And we were looking to replace the one person to get a full-time person back. We'll actually have 2 full-time people working.
That's good news.
Yes.
And the first one that you described has already started.
Yes, she
She
started on
seems
Monday.
very nice, and she's what Chris was describing as a boundary spanner. So the hope would be that there'd be some continuation once a person is discharged, that they can follow up with them to make sure that they're involved in services. And the other is a master's level person, which is equivalent to the 2 people that we had
Right.
previously. So,
Yeah, the person that started on Monday is sort of a new position that they've
Correct.
provided, but will certainly provide a lot of benefit to the inmate population.
and then
Thank
I
you,
will-
Judge.
Oh, sure. And just to add a little bit, I also requested MHID consider giving us 2 forensic case managers on the street. So we have 2 in mental health court, but have 2 additional.
general supervision that has some mental health concerns or is actively being treated, that they could also work along with them. So I haven't heard what's going on with that yet, but it's a great day for more mental health support.
Absolutely.
The additional informational highlights: on January 2nd, Deputy Warden Barnes and I attended the inauguration of the Lycoming County elected officials held at the Community Arts Center. On January 8th, I participated in an executive committee meeting of the Pennsylvania County Corrections Association. On January 9th, Deputy Warden Ebner met with Craig Miller from Penn College to discuss educational programming at the jail. On January 11th, Deputy Warden Ebner, Bail Manager Rogers, and I attended the Lycoming County Pretrial Services Planning Team meeting that was held at 3rd Street Plaza. On January 18th, Deputy Warden Ebner attended the Lycoming County CJAB Strategy meeting. On January 19th, Prison Administration held prison orientation for Commissioners Sortman and Messina. On January 23rd, Deputy Warden Ebner met with Mary, is it Ballot, from Age Resource to discuss services that their organization can provide to the inmate population. On January 24th, Deputy Warden Ebner attended the Citizens Advisory Committee meeting hosted by the Pennsylvania Board of Probation and Parole. On January 25th, Deputy Warden Ebner attended the Reentry Coalition meeting. That's the quarterly meeting, and that was held at the James B. Brown Library. And on January 25th, the prison staff attended gang and security threat group training, and that was also conducted by Training Sergeant Francisco. And those are all of the informational highlights.
Okay. Thank you, Ward. We'll move on to old business. I'm going to report the reentry program. Maureen.
So I'm going to present today, but Tyler Flood's with me. He's our new transitional case manager, and he'll report moving forward.
Welcome.
So starting with the probation report, so the program population statistics: 6 sentence, 70 were from probation, 0 pretrial. Total program population as of February 5th was 76. We had 56 male clients and 20 female clients. We had 32 on phase 2, 20 on phase 3, and 652 were successfully discharged. Active clients receiving monitoring was 27. 9 of those were alcohol monitors, 3 were GPS, 13 were home guard, and 3 were the SL3 breathalyzer. We did total amount of intakes for GPS and alcohol monitoring services was 2,037. We also had 16 active cases on GPS services through geo monitors as of February 1st. And we did 11 total intakes for the reentry program. Looking at the in-prison program report, so this started for the new year. We had 48 active participants, 1 pending intake. We did 24 intakes as of January. 1 ORAS assessment was completed. We did 20 transitional action plans, and 28 sessions were completed. We had 7 people released from the program, 2 referrals and appointments were made, and 9 resources were given. We had 20 total referrals for the in-prison program. All of those were from the prison, and 1 was released prior to meeting with them. And looking at the referrals breakdown, 0 were probation violations, 2 were max out, 9 were new cases, 3 were domestics, 6 were contempt, 0 pretrial, and 0 treatment court. And for the reentry statistics, we had 80 for the average population, 11 total intakes, 15 total discharges, 7 successful completions, and 43 total on electronic monitoring. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to the in-prison re-entry program.
I think that's.
Yep, I presented all of it
You got it
together.
all, okay, thank you. Okay, so our next prison board meeting will be on March the 8th at the prison, is that correct?
Yes, at the prison.
Okay. and we are going to break into executive session on personnel matter.
We just need to recess.
So we'll recess the meeting at this time and go into executive session.
We'll be coming back out afterwards.
So we'll be re-adjourning once we complete the executive session.
Good weekend.
You too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, go ahead.
Thank you.
Yep.
What's on store for the weekend? The old group?
Yeah, the whole group.
Nice.
Yeah. We're gonna try once a month for,
Yeah,
at least during the winter months.
yeah.
And,
Take a stay, like maybe do one early May and then reconvene October sometime.
yeah. I'm gonna Mount Sealer tomorrow morning. They, Jen's dad had some trees cut down. Remember Luke Potter? He has a tree business, and he was the guy that did it. There's some trees that are, some logs that are in her flower beds that she wants me to,
He left there, or
yeah.
is that part of the deal?
Yeah, it's part of the deal. He just cut down certain stuff. And the rest, I was cutting up the firewood, Jen's brother and dad. So, might go out, yeah, I'll go out in the morning. It's supposed to rain a little bit, but I'm hearing it's not gonna be like a whole day rain. So,
No, when's that sucker, it's supposed to start in the afternoon.
yeah. We'll say maybe the morning might be the best time to get out.
Yeah, yeah.
Sunday we had the Super Bowl, and I'm still working on that library box for Ryder Park, so hopefully I can do that Sunday afternoon for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's got somewhere after lunch a little.
Yeah, not too bad.
rain.
Yeah, not too bad.
And then this is the one tracking my.
Oh, is that the snowstorm we're talking about already?
Yep. Overnight occurrence.
Yeah. What is today, the 8th, right, or 9th? Today's the 9th.
I don't know, yeah. Ninth, yeah.
Yeah. We'll be through February, daylight saving times, like a month away, and
Yeah,
groundhog.
about a
Sun.
month, it's about a month right now away.
Yeah. Winter's been
Oh,
pretty easy.
wait,
all my-
next meeting's the 8th, so Saturday the 9th, Sunday, March 10th.
Daylight saving time.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
Not sure, I got some outside stuff I'd like to do. I got a couple loads of leaves that I didn't quite finish up that I think I can get to, it's dry enough now. I'd like to clear them. Gonna go to Lewisburg Liquidators and look at a kitchen table. She's been on the prowl for a kitchen table for a while, so.
Okay.
I'm gonna go down there and try that out.
A bigger one, or?
Yeah, I think it'll be bigger. It'll be an 8-seater. That's kind of what we need right now.
And was expanding.
Right. The 6-seater's getting old and wobbly.
Yeah.
And it's high. It's a high one. So your feet dangle. I
No,
don't
it's
like-
real high.
I don't like that.
Like a little kid.
Yeah, no. So, yeah, we're looking at, yeah, we'll see how that goes. And then, I don't know, Sunday, I go to church, lift at 12:30.
We're gonna watch the Super Bowl.
My house got a platter ordered with subs and chicken wings and stuff, so. Yeah, it's supposed to be nice in the afternoon, Sunday. Good tailgate weather.
Yeah, that sounds like it. Where's the Super Bowl at?
Vegas.
Vegas, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, looks like a pretty much noonish, 1 o'clock chance. Done by 5 doesn't help us, but. starts out with a lot of sunshine, and then about the commute home has the potential to start raining. Snow, maybe.
I have no idea. I don't watch it till the
I think they're top 5, top 10,
Yeah.
Wednesday night.
Tuesday and
which is typical for them.
Yeah.
so.
I know Maureen's been pretty sick.
Okay, we'll adjourn the prison board meeting, and it asks for a motion to ratify the job abandonment of Brittany Mitch effective January 19th of 2024.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, moving on to new business, we have public comment.
One comment online. It says, "Good morning. Prison Board meeting minutes are still absent from the public on the county website currently. Only the last 3 months of 2023 minutes are available. This is a transparency concern." That's a comment from Keystone Chief.
Okay. We will definitely have that researched, and I know why they haven't been posted. Thank you for your comment. Okay. Any other comment? Hearing none, we've completed our agenda, so our meeting will be adjourned.
Thank you.
Have a good day, everybody.
Why is it public?
You need to get
First off, the fact that you make your ladies sit at gas stations is bothering me.
No, I will. I will. It's very much, Hey, Scott, how are you guys? Good. You anxious for spring training this year? Not so much.
It's usually catchers are going. I understand.